here that just comes in, picks up with the bazookas, and takes it out. And these are actual bazookas. I often refer to all sorts of weapons like Panzer, Shreks, and recoilless rifles as bazookas, but the Rangers actually do have those. So we're getting to see a few more abilities here. Now, the Engineers, right on spot with repairing vehicles. This is another good habit of very effective players. And here we go again, decapping their point and then retreating right away, not to take too many losses, but giving a parting shot with the artillery. You can see this artillery shot just went all over the place here. Did a little bit of structural damage, but mostly just killed off that machine gun team that was hanging there. Just direct hit against them. Maybe even did some incidental damage to this tank here, but that could have been damaged from before. So again, just a quick look at the map, and you can see that for being all infantry, he is really, really aggressive. Even though he's constantly taking losses, he's not being deterred. He's just charging the front every chance he gets, charging the front, and using this infantry attrition to be able to hold on to the front. It's very good. I like seeing this guy play a lot. He's a really aggressive infantry player. So, we got the Rangers moving up on the left. Let's take a look at Spoki's point of view here and just see what's going on from within his base. Another Puma coming out. Again, he's a great player. He's making sure to go ahead and repair this Stug. And we've got the Nebelwerfer. Nebelwerfer is kind of a tricky unit to use because it's great to have sort of unlimited indirect fire, but it's really good against infantry. You can see 6 against infantry here. Ooh, and there we go. The Stug is taking some pot shots at these riflemen. But at the same time, it's pretty vulnerable and it's hard to move out much further than where your front lines are, which is right now in the middle of nowhere. Picking up an extra Browning here and just doing some damage. Oh, and unfortunately the Greyhound runs over that one mine that we saw. There's a couple of mines here, and oh, the second mine goes off. Does a little bit of damage to the Rangers, but completely takes out that Greyhound. So that's unfortunately a big loss. Meanwhile, taking some more infantry, and right away infantry attrition goes up. Boom, you see as this last guy goes down, we have a whole new squad of infantry back here. And these Rangers are just going to go kind of wacky Binhoy kamikaze attacking here and just see what's going on. This is really the power of the infantry player, is that they can just be so aggressive because these losses, once he spent a mere 50 munitions on this, you can see active for 50 more seconds. He can just come in here and do whatever he wants. These Rangers don't really care. Oh, they even just walk onto a landmine, apparently. Unfortunately, they drop their bazookas on the ground. But we look back here, we see Rangers and infantry, so he just can instantly replace his losses. Makes for a very aggressive player when you know you basically won't take any casualties. This Nebelwerfer apparently just took some shots over here at the infantry. Very effective. Burns the ground a little bit too. Pinning them, and now the Puma's coming in for the kill. And it looks like I'm surprised he did this because it turns out infantry attrition is still running, but he's actually just going to retreat. I thought he would actually just want to lose these units. You can see he almost loses them all anyways. Will he get them? Will he get them? Maybe accidentally? Oh, one guy makes it away. So unfortunately, he's going to have to pay to fix those units. But still, very, very aggressive map capturing here. And really, his opponent has only one option. We're going to go back and take a look at Spoki. Spoki has a good amount of money saved up. He's almost level 6. You know, he'd love to use his heavy armor support. Manpower Blitz will give you about 1,000 manpower. So if you can save up that 175 munitions and just spike it all of a sudden, there's a good chance that he can get a bunch of tanks out right now. Not right now, in a couple of levels, but it's going to be a tough fight in the meantime. Huge infantry push in the center. I don't think this guy's going to make it. Oh, he gets capped. Now we've got kind of a nasty little infantry battle here. This is always one of these tough casualty kind of battles where you're definitely going to be taking some losses, but you'll see that he has his priorities straight. He's going for that Puma. He knows the Puma's doing the most damage to him, and of course, Spoki, no fool, knows to get out of there. And unfortunately, these riflemen happen to be finding every landmine on the map today. They crawl across that landmine, do some serious damage, and looks like the Stug is just going to kind of hold on at this point. Really, I think all that Spoki's trying to do right now is just to prevent recapture of this flag by having a strong presence in the middle, but he just doesn't have the army to do it at this point. His stormtroopers, however, are doing a nice job just kind of flanking around. It's always kind of important to keep the enemy having to react to you by making them recap things in their backfield and things like that. And a lot of times late games players will lose their engineers and will just think, oh well, now I don't have a unit to run around. Just keep making units. Keep sending them back there. So, nice little example here of Rangers versus stormtroopers, they basically have the exact same damage if you look at these damage types. However, the Rangers outnumber them 6-4, so the Rangers have a significant advantage here. Puma's coming in. And once again, Puma versus Ranger, very similar. Puma does 5 versus infantry. Ranger's doing about 4 versus light vehicles. So, it's kind of medium, but I think the Puma's got an advantage here because, frankly, these guys keep whiffing with their bazookas. Maybe if they can get a shot or two off, but they're doing it against front armor, which is always stronger, if you weren't aware. Oh, but look at that. Not to be deterred, Stefan goes ahead and activates infantry attrition right away. And if we look back here again, we'll see a full Ranger squad. So, really, really awesome use of infantry attrition, just making the most of it. It's one of those abilities that, like I said, I think a lot of people undervalue. Here they come, popping out of cloak just in time to kill the hell out of that little engineer squad and get back again. Infantry attrition is still up, so he's just going to go ahead and attack. He doesn't care. He's just going to run on in. And, okay, maybe not. I guess he's going to retreat. So, now, this is worth noting. This I really appreciate. The first time I saw this, I thought, is a replay desynced? Is he doing something? He's not moving this tank. Why isn't he moving the tank? There's targets for it out here. He's not moving it. Well, let's just keep an eye on this situation and see what's going on. He's got an M10 tank destroyer. Very mobile, kind of light armor, but heavy anti-tank gun on it. It's kind of like a, serious AT kind of tank there. And he's building a second one. Okay, let's keep an eye on this. What exactly is Stefan doing with this? Meanwhile, lots of footsie going on here. We've got the stormtroopers, we've got the Rangers coming out here, and we've got some cloaked units, and we've got some regular units. A lot of infantry running around. Again, stormtroopers are just trying to cap whatever it can, and Puma's just trying to hold the front here. But we've got cloaked units. There's a possibility of getting some sticky bombs thrown. We'll have to see. But just notice how aggressive Stefan is being. This is the kind of playstyle that you'll see at these top levels. It's very, very impressive. And the cloaked units, I'm just going to keep an eye on these guys here. And look, you can even see him winding up for the animation. The surprise sticky bomb. Disabling engine. Oh, immobilized. I thought it would just damage the engine or something like that, but completely immobilized. Super crit, getting shot right in the tailpipe. Boom. So, wonderful use of infantry versus a Puma, which is normally heavy anti-infantry vehicle there. So, again, let's take a look and see what's going on here. We've got 2 M10 tank destroyers hanging out here and a third one in production, and he's not moving them yet. This is just one of those denial of information things. Yeah, you want to run out there with a bunch of tank destroyers, you'll let them know that you have tank destroyers. Or you could pile them all up and get an overwhelming victory. So pretty soon we're going to see that going on. Infantry attrition is not up, so I'm not sure why Stefan is waiting with this guy. Unfortunately, I think that's a bit of an oversight, but oh, look at that. Did he just... He did. He just bazookaed his own man. Oh well. Like I said, the Bazooka Joes tend to be a strange bunch of units. They're kind of there for comedy effect sometimes. Anyhow. And here we have it now. So now we have 3 M10 tank destroyers. Very fast, very mobile, and it's just gonna destroy any sort of frontal defenses he has on his way out. He doesn't care about that sort of stuff. We've got some Bazooka Joes over here on the left. And we've got this nice movement of tanks coming out. And here we come, the infantry. One shot from the tank destroyer, and the infantry instantly taking out the stormtroopers. And here we go, just taking full advantage of this rear armor. And there's just no right way to face at this point. He's got sticky bombs, and it looks like the sticky bomb is going to completely take out that Stug. So, just overwhelming force. That Hero Stug is just not what he needs at this point. And here we have it. Let's just pause and take a look at this here, just because there's so much action going on right now. We can see the manpower blitz did in fact happen, and the heavy armor support did in fact happen. That's the combination you're looking for. That's where you get that 1,600 manpower out of nowhere. So let's see, what did we get from that? Well, he just finished building a Puma. He got a Stu, which has a howitzer on the front of it, so very good anti-infantry, very good, anti-everything practically. It's a freaking howitzer. A full Tiger. Look at this, 9996. I believe the max number there is 10. To give you an idea, a sniper has a 9 versus infantry, so very, very effective unit here. And, of course, if that wasn't enough, we do have an Ostwind Flak Panzer, which has a 7 against infantry, against an infantry commander. So the battle has changed very, very slightly. And we're going to have to see what happens here. So, it looks like he's instantly retreating here. He knows what's going on. Getting these infantry out of the way and just kind of backing off with these tanks. Now, this is the kind of decision-making I like seeing here. Now, this is an interesting problem. So, you've pretty much got this stuff under control. Our camouflaged units are popping out of camo and, you know, doing some casualties, recapping the stuff in the back. We've got a few, you know, little bit damaged tanks here. Gonna have to get some repairs up on them. Got a whole bunch of infantry. You've got map control, sort of. You can see that Stefan does have map control, but he does not have victory point control. And now we've got this massive, massive armored army just sitting on top of the center of the map. It's going to make it very difficult to get this capture point back. But, you know, Stefan is, you know, he's got a huge income advantage, and he's got a lot of units here. So what is he going to do? And so now, I apologize if I keep pausing this again. If you don't like the pausing, just give me some replies back in comments and stuff like that. But I think it's really useful for analysis, just to take a second to appreciate the state of this game. So far, we've seen some pretty excellent play by Stefan, and now we have a chess problem. This is, you know, totally a combination of units kind of problem here. We've got a big ball of infantry. Big ball of infantry. We've got infantry everywhere. We've got more infantry than we know what to do with, and we've got 3 tank destroyers, and we've got a bunch of hero abilities up against some of the toughest German armor that's out there. We've got the Full Tiger, the Puma, the Howitzer, and the Ostwind Flak Panzer. All very good against infantry. What do you do? I mean, really sit and think about it for a sec, and I'll just go ahead and get this paused, and we'll see Stefan's answer to this problem. And I just love it. I think it's the turning point of this game. Maybe not the turning point, but it's a wonderful coup de grace. And we'll see what's going on here. So, a single cloaked rifleman goes out there. So what's the best thing you can do in any sort of war game? I don't care if we're talking Warcraft 3 or StarCraft or some other game by Blizzard, since those are apparently the only games I ever reference. But what do? First off, you gather intelligence. This is the first sign of a smart player. He's done this before. He's being very careful. You notice he's paying very close attention to what he gathers from this point. So, we're going to move in. I'm going to turn off Fog of War for a second. We'll see. Okay, good. He knows where every unit is. He can account for them all. And what does he do? He throws that sticky bomb right in the back of the Tiger. And as he does that, he charges in with the anti-tanks and does as much shots as he can. Damage engine from the sticky bomb. And he goes ahead and calls down the artillery. So we've got sticky bomb artillery, takes out the Puma with the M10s, and the artillery is just going to go off in front of everybody. Boom! Main gun destroyed on the Howitzer. Sticky bomb again. So sticky bombs. Oh, sticky bomb destroying the engine. And now we've got 3 a little bit damaged, but not too damaged. Anti-tanks moving in. The M10 tank destroyers bouncing 1 shot, bouncing 2 shots, bouncing 3 shots. 3 shots bouncing off of the frontal armor. And boom, he gets the kill. You can see the guy who just got Vet 2 off of that out of nowhere. Instantly kills the next one. And now it's 3 tank destroyers versus an Ostwind. And the Ostwind is just going to go down. He doesn't have a prayer. And let's look at that. So what happened to that original unit there? I think they retreated right off the bat. These guys right here. These riflemen, Vet 2 riflemen who were cloaked and running around back there. So he lost 2 riflemen to do that. He lost 2 riflemen to take out that entire armored division from the Blitzkrieg player. Very elegant solution, very simple, elegant, and thoughtful solution. And it's just one of those moments that makes a really high-level play, where it's like, yeah, you know, he could have just rushed in there, turned on infantry attrition, thrown sticky bombs everywhere, and just crashed in with you know, he could have just brute forced it, and instead he just did one simple, elegant, whoosh, you know, it's like a single lightsaber cut, just boom, there goes the German army. And at this point, the game is over. I mean, there's really no coming back. That was, you know, let's take a look at Spoki here for a second, and you'll see his income is nothing. He's still under the effects of Manpower Blitz, which reduces your income after you get that initial 1,000, and there's just no coming back. He doesn't have money to spend on any units whatsoever, and that's the end of the game. But I just love this ending of this game. I think it was just I almost never say epic. You know what, so I won't. I'm not even going to call it epic. I'm just going to say it was a very elegant game. It was a really clever solution to a common problem. But again, it was purely based on the setup of the battlefield. That he saw that, he scouted it, and just reacted accordingly. So good stuff there, and just going to kind of wait for this to play out here, just to give all their players their fair share. But again, well played by Spoki. And just another great game from Stefan, showing us that he can play this from both sides, Axis or Allies, and not have any problems whatsoever. So, anyhow, for those of you who are interested in this game and haven't played it, go to companyofheroes.com, download it, it's free to play. I am HarlequinCoHO, and if you like this replay, please feel free to subscribe to my channel and check out some of my other replays, and more to come. So thanks, everybody. Good night. Good luck. Have fun.